Right, so right now I'm going to teach you how to do a state report. And what I'm going to do is go through the process very, very quickly with you and show you what I would do to do this. And so it's going to take me a lot less time than it's going to take you, and I'm not going to show you every single little step along the way, but hopefully this will show you that it's really not too tough to do. So here we go. First, you always have to take a good look at the directions, make sure you're following the directions. So it says, after you've chosen a state, choose 3 key questions to investigate. We've got several to choose from here. I'm going to skip those for right now and move on down to this next part of the directions. It says, before you research your key questions, become familiar with your state. You will need to be able to answer some basic questions about your state. Where is it located? Can you find it easily on a map? What does it look like in your state? What is the capital, the largest city, the population? What is your state known for? What is the climate? And so what I want to do first, and I'm going to be doing the state of Iowa. You guys are not allowed to do Iowa. Sorry, you've got 49 other states to choose from. But I'm going to go ahead and type in Iowa tourism. Oops. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at some different pictures. In fact, I think I'm going to go straight to images here so I can familiarize myself with what the state looks like. Wow, look at these pictures. Okay, there you go. There's Iowa. Okay, just kind of getting to know the state a little bit. So you want to do that. Just kind of take a look at the pictures. Make sure that you're actually looking at Iowa because like this picture here, you can see it says Colorado tourism. So that's not Iowa. You got to make sure that you actually do a little bit of reading as you go through. Iowa state Iowa tourism. See, so you know that that's Iowa right there. So anyway, just kind of get familiar with what the state looks like by looking at some pictures. And then you can actually start typing in some of these questions. Where is it located? So maybe you're going to take a look at Iowa map. And here's a map of Iowa. And that doesn't really tell us where it's located. It shows us the shape of the state. But we can see right here we have a map of the United States, and the red one there is Iowa. So I can see that it's located right below Minnesota. Now I'm going to have a page that I'm going to keep track of some notes on. You might want to type these out. Excuse me, you want to write them out by hand. I'm going to go ahead and type them. So I've got a page started here, and I'm only allowed when I take notes to write down 3 words per sentence that I read. First of all, I'm getting a little bit of background info on the state. I'm going to put down the name of my state here. First of all, it is in, let's see, it's in, I don't have to put in, that's an unnecessary word, Central U.S. below Minnesota. Okay, notice I got that information from just looking at this map here. Here's Minnesota, here's Iowa. So it's right about in the middle of the United States. So that helps me to know the location and to be able to find it easily on a map. I'm just going to kind of make sure I keep looking at that map. And what does it look like in your state? I noticed when I was looking at the pictures that I saw, and again, you guys are going to take a lot longer than this. You're going to go through and look at a ton of pictures. Really just take your time to become familiar with it. I noticed that there is a lot of natural beauty, green. I noticed that it was very flat, not mountains, a lot of water there, and so on. So then you're going to go through and make sure you know the answers to all these different questions here about the background, and then you're going to research your key questions. It says write no more than 3 words per sentence in your notes, and it also goes over some other ideas about not copying things and not printing things out. You're just going to read it right there on the internet. So let's think about which of the questions we want to answer. I'm thinking about maybe the famous people that live in this state. Why don't we do that? Let's do a search right now. I can actually type this up in the URL thing that's highlighted up there at the top, the little box. So I'm going to type famous people Iowa, and that should bring up a Google. Yep, there it is. Look, famous Iowans, famous Iowa people. It looks good. Click on that. And you're going to need to learn to really skim those blue titles on the search pages and just find the page, the websites that you think might be most important for what you're up to. So I'm skimming down this list of names, looking for some people that I might have heard of. Of course, I'm going to probably hear more people than you are. And I noticed that, let's see, who's on this list? Look at that list of famous people. You ever heard of any of those people? Well, I've heard of quite a few, but probably a lot of you have heard of John Wayne. It says he's an actor and he's from Winterset. That is the name of the town that he's from in Iowa. So I'm going to go back to my notes page now, and you'll have some more information for your background. Let me go ahead and bold this so it stands out. Now I'm going to do my first key question, which is famous people. Notice I'm not writing out sentences, I'm just taking notes here. And let's get rid of the bold. I've got John. This is going to take you a little longer because you'll probably have to look back and forth. I notice he's an actor. He's from Winterset. And then I want to get a little bit of information about this person, John Wayne. And if you've never heard of any of the people, well, they say they're famous, so maybe they're just not famous to you. You can always go to Wikipedia, like I'm going to show you right now, get some basics on the person. And even if you've never heard of them, probably the people that are reading your report will have heard of these famous people. So you need to get probably 3 famous people in order to make your paragraph on famous people meaty enough. But I'm just going to show you how to do one famous person here. Then I'm going to go to Wikipedia. There it is right there. Wikipedia is not always the most reliable source for information, but it'll do for right now just to get some basics. And I'm going to go to my search box right here and type in John Wayne. Find out who John Wayne is. Okay, there he is. There's a picture of him. Let's see. And we're skimming down, skimming. Let's just read. Usually the introduction paragraph is going to tell us quite a bit here. Remember, we're only allowed 3 words per sentence. Marion Mitchell Morrison, born Marion Robert Morrison, May 26, 1907 to June 11, 1979, better known by his stage name John Wayne, was an American film actor, director, and producer. So there we go. I can maybe list some basic things that I know about him. Let's go back to this. He was born 1907. We already know that he's a famous actor because it said that before. And John Wayne is a stage name. Let's put that down. And the number's free, so I've got 1, 2, 3 words. Numbers don't count when you count your words because they're not words, they're numbers. All right, then I would go through and I would add 2 more famous people from that list or do some research on a different website. Now let's pick another question from the key questions. How about why would this state make an interesting place to visit? Let's do that. Interest, and you probably take a little bit more time than I am. Oops, I forgot a T in there. Interesting visit. Notice again, I'm not writing full ideas, just very few words as I'm taking notes here. And I'm going to do a search for Iowa interesting place to visit. And hopefully we'll get a website that'll come up. All right, Travel Iowa, Iowa attractions. That looks good. Things to do, Iowa attractions. Places to stay and fun things to do. Notice I'm just reading the blue at the top there. I'm going to go ahead and pick this third one. It says Iowa tourist attractions. I want something that's real basic, and that sounds like basic, and it's just cutting right to the important thing there. Oh, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at this website, it's just got too much on here. It looks a little confusing. So don't be afraid that, just to kind of skim through things like that, not spend a lot of time because there's going to be a website someplace Oh, look at this. Fun things to do in Iowa with kids. That kind of sounds cool because I'm a kid, right? And I want to know what I can do there. All right. Adventureland Park. Okay, it tells a little bit about it there too. That's all I need, okay? So, interesting places to visit. I'm going to go ahead and just pick that one right there. Adventureland Park. Sounds like fun. Adventureland Park. Okay, I don't want that to be bold. And then I'm going to put down 3 key words to help me remember. Located in the northeast corner of Des Moines metro area, you'll find one of the nicest family resorts in the Midwest. So I'm going to say it's a family resort. And then it says Adventureland provides fun and entertainment to hundreds of thousands of visitors each year. Adventureland Park, that doesn't really tell me a whole lot. I wonder what's there. Looks like it says over there it's a theme park. Okay. Located Adventureland Park. I'm skimming. I'm trying to make sure. Let's see if there's a link to. Here it is. They've got a web link right there. I'm going to click on that. Take me to the actual website. And let's just, I might not even have to read anything. Look at that. They've got water slides. You can see that right there. Kokomo Cove. They got rides. Okay, so I'm going to say rides and water. Good enough. I don't need a ton of information about that. Then again, I'm going to come up with 2 other interesting places to visit. And let's pick a third question. What natural beauty attracts people to visit? Well, there's another kind of one that has to do with visiting. I think I'm going to stay away from that. And let's see. What major problems? Let's see if we can find some stuff about some problems in the state. Historical problems in Iowa. Let's see, I'm going to say catastrophe. That's a good word. Okay, the Great Depression, U.S. history. That sounds like a big one. Okay. Going to that, the Great Depression. All right, what's this? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of skim through this. America's future appeared to be shining brightly as Herbert Hoover inaugurated president. I'm looking for the word Iowa in here. Skimming through, I'm looking right here. Oh, right here, Hoover term, crash. Okay, decline, United States. I'm skimming. I'm looking for the word Iowa in here somewhere. When you're doing research, you're going to have to be able to skim because you don't have time to read every single thing there. Skimming down, I'm scrolling. Okay. Don't see anything about Iowa in there. All right, now I'm running into some dead ends. I'm not really finding what I'm looking for. So I think I'm going to skip this and go back and find something different. All right, Brazil, let's see. Skimming with my eyes. This looks interesting. Carcass disposal. A comprehensive carcass is a dead body of like an animal. So let's see. Okay, well, anyway, you're going to continue to do that. I'm going to have to pause the video right now so that part 1 can fit on YouTube. And then we'll pick it up with part 2. Make sure you watch part 2, and I'm going to show you how to take all this information that you're finding and put it together into a report.